Everyone, we'll get started in just a minute or two. Dev, why don't you say a few words so we can make sure they can hear you?
I am so very tired, which is nothing new, but my cat's an asshole.
Let's see. Okay. Appears they can hear both of us. Ready to go, Dev?
Also, it's so hard to type when you have a band-aid on your finger.
Oh yeah, I hate that shit. Okay, ready, Dev?
Yep.
Welcome to the WtW podcast. We're here to entertain, inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, I run WtW and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm DevHugh, and I exist, and that's about as good as you're going to get from me today.
Yeah, sounds about right. How has the week treated you, Dev?
It has been very busy at work, physically. Just a lot of hauling heavy things and
Ugh.
climbing ladders, and I am tired.
At the very least, we got a somewhat light week after last time, which is nice.
Good, because I don't necessarily want a 2-hour podcast episode tonight. I want a nap.
Yeah. So after the busy week, this time we start off with Digimon Beatbreak episode 24, overlapping beats, and here is where we get the end of the tactics arc. The interesting thing here is it. There's a lot to say about this episode, but I feel like at the start I want to say is one, it's kind of like an extra episode where they could have finished it last week if they wanted to. But instead they give us the extra battle episode, but also like they weirdly start skipping stuff towards the end, which felt weird. So we'll talk about that when he hits it, but like
Yeah, the time skips at the end were pretty vague, but I actually really enjoyed kind of like cutting the opening theme song. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
unexpected and actually kind of refreshing.
No opening worked well. I feel like it would have worked even better had we not then started off with just footage from the end of the last episode. Because it felt less like it was skipped as a
Look,
dramatic
if
device and more that they needed the time because they wanted to show us the footage again, which was a bit odd. Like, I would have loved if it had been more time or dramatic device instead of we need to show it again.
okay, at least it's not the Dragon Hatchling Isekai anime because a good 4 minutes of each episode is just the ending of the previous episode. Nothing changed.
And tomorrow reacts about as well as you'd expect with things happening to people he cares about. And it still feels weird that Proganamon's still up and walking around based on everything the show has shown us so far.
I was thinking about that, and then I remembered
I I know
that
I know what the
he
answer's
didn't
gonna
run out of
be,
his own E-pulse.
but that's the thing is the E-pulse all got released, and he's taking damage at the end though. Like to such a degree that like it feels like he should not be up that quickly. And yes, it's a cheat moment, so they get away with it. It does feel like the show likes to set rules and then find vague reasons to not follow them, though. Then Makoto yells
Screw
at
the rules, I
Clay.
am a turtle.
I like him yelling at Clay about Kyo trying to help him, though. That was good. They're all going to, you know, get Kyo's E-Pulse down.
Kick his ass.
I like that we see Cougarmon is actually not, like, he's down because, like, he doesn't have extra E-Pulse to draw from, but he's not out. He's there to give us some mild commentary, which I actually appreciate and I think worked well. And then Reina does the stupidest thing possible and rushes Clay on her own. And then she gets cold-hearted.
She doesn't even go for a kick in the balls.
And
I mean, they
then
can't do because, you know,
and
it's a
then
children's show.
then Night Tropmon's smart enough to stop Armalizamon, pointing out, multiple people's E-Pulse, and then he gets taken down. Makoto's E-Pulse gets taken. I actually don't like the E-Pulse training here for a key reason. It feels too easy. In the sense of
Yeah, she's
it
like, oh, bam, done.
yeah, it feels like if it's that easy to get E-Pulse from them, the show feels like it should be much more dangerous than it has been for the characters. But I get it. Final boss, you got to kind of cheat it just to make it more dramatic and get everyone out. So then we get Tomoro freaking out. And then weirdly, he decides to take a swing at Clay, who stops him, starts rambling about power and weakness, the haves and the have-nots. Also, do they keep kind of framing Clay in this episode as him having powers without really, like, it making sense?
Yeah, because, like, okay, you were a rich royal kid at some point, but then you weren't, and then you got money from doing weird ass side jobs, and
He had the greatest superpower of
now you're a
all,
bounty.
money.
Yes.
Then we get
He did not have green hair to go with it.
flashback to Clay and his partner mid-war acting as agents, cold-hearted people, meeting Wong. Clay, I actually like Clay's ranting because when he starts to really rant and he's ranting about people, I really like that they don't stop to point it out, but really he's upset with himself. Like, I really like that, them doing that, where he clearly knows what he's doing is wrong, he just can't deal with it. Then we get Tomoro getting angry. Now, here's the thing. We talked in the past that we don't want them to do this. This is fine because they actually give us a reason. It isn't just Tomoro raging for no real reason. This actually makes the him dealing with it before more worthwhile because he actually has something to be angry about, and he isn't just like being a crybaby basically. Uh,
Yeah, it's like, oh yes, the people that you care the most about are all, you know, potentially
yeah.
dying in front of you, just like your brother.
Clay weirdly, I'm not sure I believe him not knowing what's going on with like the darker side of E-Pulse. He's so involved with experiments and stuff like that. I don't know if that makes sense to me. Although I loved
I guess
art.
it depends on how much he ends up pissing off people that he's paying.
I guess that makes sense. I absolutely loved him really not being sure how Armalisamon got a hit in on Proganomon and before he noticed. That I actually really liked. We get Armalisamon with a dark E-Pulse upgrade. Glowing red eyes worked well. I like that the other Digimon are all coherent for this so they can be worried about it. It lets them add some minor commentary. And Proganomon can't really do anything. But then also we get Tomoro
He's
starting to cold
tanky.
heart, Armalizamon starting to overload. And here's actually where the show makes a flaw. Did you notice what the flaw is, Dev?
I was distracted.
With how much they point out how strong Stolen E-Pulse is, it feels like if he's stolen 3 strong batches of E-Pulse, Proganomon should be able to do something. And he's sort of just turns into rope-a-dope. You know what I mean? Like, they set up taking E-Pulse as this huge thing that really powers up a Digimon. Like, even when, like, the kids get the E-Pulse stolen a few episodes ago. Here, he has, like, 3 big batches of it, and he kind of can't do anything with it. And then Armalizamon's about to fire. I love the gagging on the power. That was great. And then Clay starts to taunt, and then Armalizamon can't fire, so he rushes him. And this is where I think the start with the Dark E-Pulse works really well, where they kind of go with like a metaphorical, literal thing here. He's so blinded by the dark energy, he clearly is not aware he's not even hitting him. Where he's
I assume that was because like he's trying to avoid turning into like a monster for Kamara or something like that.
I took it as he's actually blinded by the energy and he can't actually see where he is. And that's why he's
that
like
could also
slashing.
work.
See, I thought he's trying to slash at him, but he cannot actually see. Like literally blinded by the powers. How I took it. I don't know that's right though.
I'll probably take another rewatch.
Yeah. Then Tomoro gets a bit of a panic attack. Hears Gekkomon's voice. Then Proganomon remembers that he can actually hit, and back to Gekkomon. And Clay surprised Tomoro was that easy to beat, which is odd because he clearly was surprised just a few moments ago that Tomoro even got in a hit. And then, as you'd expect based on the setup, Raito and Ramphomon rush in to help.
To the rescue!
Here's the thing. We both saw it coming based on the setup last time. I still feel like it would have been so much better if Tactics was not involved at all. Like, they were off doing whatever. It's too easy just to have them show up. I don't know.
And yeah, but they really wanted that, your rival slaps you in the face and tells you to, like, knock that shit off.
I feel like that would work better if we hadn't gotten so many slaps lately. They're like they're doing the slapping as shorthand for like drama, but they've done it so much in the last few episodes, it's actually losing its energy. And then, so Raito smacks him, commenting that he can't hear Gekkomon's voice. And Gekkomon comments, "That beat isn't good." Clay is very surprised that Raito's not in the coffin. We get a flashback to baby form saving him, so he was never in one, which is odd because wasn't the one that he actually said Raito was in actually shooting energy?
Well, if they just said Tactics in general and just panned across a couple of them, they didn't specify
fair
a
enough.
specific one.
Fair enough on that one. Then Raito taunts Clay about the Coliseum, comments how Tomoro taught him about emotions working together. Gekkomon's only worried if Tomoro's okay. Ramphomon and Raito act as decoy, so Tomoro goes to Gekkomon. I like when Proganomon launches up, they call it cheating.
Oh, that's cheating.
Yeah, like the big rock thing should not be able to like fly or launch.
But it's funny because it doesn't Gamera actually able to do that?
Yes, which is I don't remember if that's actually listed as one of Proganomon's attacks, but that is 100% like a Gamera thing. Tomorrow wants Gekkomon to help him, and Gekkomon says no. Now, I like the moment. The problem is the framing of them being mid-fight means that before, like, you can even process that he said no, then he's like, no, strength isn't lent or given. You combine it between us because we're family. Then we get Tomoro's E-Pulse shining. Ramphomon and Raito are done. Everyone sees the light. Then we get Tomoro flashing back to his brother. His brother wants to play with him. He explains it doesn't matter if Tomoro's good or not. Then they quote Savers because they don't really have anything to put here. So they literally just like quote a show from the same writer, which fair enough, but like
I
it
mean, I'm okay with it personally.
I am too. It just really does stand out as a, oh, we're quoting the show, but also not like a unique special moment in the franchise. It's just the show the guy wrote before. They talk about having to match each other's beat, and then Tomoro and Gekkomon do match their beat. We get evolution with the insert Sungun. A lot more beats with the Sapotama, which I actually like. I Do you like the wireframe being 2D animation, or do you think they should have done CGI wireframes? It feels like they should have done CG, don't you think so?
A little bit, but
Okay.
I don't know, I'm just happy that it looks like Tamers.
So I will take the 2D if we get an upgraded version later for Armalizamon, because Gekkomon they animated so detailed in this. I'm kind of going, oh, is he gonna have to de-evolve every single time for this? Because that's some good banked animation. It feels like that's the intention. And then
They'll probably use it for like a warp evolution later.
we have to stop to discuss as he evolves to Monarch Lizamon. I don't. It's a cool design. I don't know how to feel about that they went for. So we have Gekkomon, which is a fresh new design. Armalizamon, which goes in a different direction. We both agreed, different but made sense. And then the next one is just green Metal Greymon. It's cool, but like that is a weird kind of
It's the
swerve.
bastard child of Megalogramon and Rise Greymon, because you have like the propulsion cannons, the chest armor,
It's
and
definitely.
also like the asymmetrical
I
weaponry on
don't.
the arms.
I don't know what I expected. I feel like it's weird, especially since like they're back to giving him the moon design, which I don't think Armalizamon had the moon design anywhere, did he? Like I don't think it was
I
hidden
don't
on him
think
somewhere.
so.
It was just it's odd that they like had that very specific design cue and then it's gone and now it's back. I don't mind him being green again. I actually think the mix between the pinks and the green has been pretty solid, to be honest.
I was expecting something more blue, honestly.
I don't know what color I was. It's one of those things where, like, now that I've seen him and see the colors, I don't fully remember what in my head I had. Um, Other Digimon seem shocked at this evolution. Uh, I like the boosters to dodge attacks. The claw arm makes a blade again, which does continue the theme from Armalizamon. Uh, More energy from Tomura lets him
Dual
upgrade it.
wielding.
Was he? He wasn't dual wielding this time, was he?
No, but he likes to do that with his
Yeah,
arms.
no, he absolutely does. Then we get a jump, and he uses the blade on his head for a new spinning attack. I say new in air quotes because it's really an upgraded version of the spins we've seen, but I like that they're keeping that.
Yeah, I
Right?
like that it's consistent with his
Yes.
character.
That's a good
He
finisher.
rolls like rock and roll.
Yeah. Right through Proganomon's attacks. Proganomon's very surprised he lost, and back to baby. Clay is shocked. And this is where it feels like the episode could have used that extra time at the beginning, because we get the ministry helicopter showing up to take Clay. Tomura wants to know what the monkey did, but like we never see Clay like not surrender, but you know what I mean? Like we don't get that moment.
Yeah, he's not defeated. He's just like, okay, flash forward,
They
and he's just standing there getting
they
arrested.
just skip it, and it's weird because they could have skipped showing it to stuff from the last episode and shown, especially since this whole episode is kind of like a bonus episode for the arc. It's just weird. Um,
Yeah, it's like the last couple of minutes are just like a speed run.
Tomoro asks about the monkey Digimon. Clay lets him know the name Gokuamon, but won't tell him anything more, which kind of goes back to like they don't show him that final defeat, so they kind of skip the idea that it's happened. But you'll see them again soon. Then it jumps very quickly to Genjo letting Juan know the ministry is Clay. I've seen some people wonder if him saying glowing dawn took down Clay is a bit of playing on his part or not. I don't know, to be honest. Where he doesn't say Tomorrow, he says glowing dawn. Because I'm not sure,
To say.
because they don't actually show us if he saw what was happening. Then we hear from the other
I
five.
don't believe he did because they were just in the middle of the
Yeah,
fucking desert with
yeah, but they also
without
kept.
any like electronics.
But they've also shown us in the past that Gokuamon and him sometimes just show up or are there. So the idea that they might have been watching isn't that wild. And then we jump.
Actually, that makes me remember because I rewatched the previous episode while waiting for the other one to show the fuck up. Um, Gendo mentioned it like, okay, well, we took care of tactics, but we don't know exactly where Clay is right now.
Do you think that's real though, or do you think that's just him
I think
plotting?
that might actually be real because it's just been like such a short period of
Yeah,
time they were
probably.
dealing with all of Clay's minions. It's like they can't keep track of everyone in
Yeah.
exact moments. Like, yeah, if we don't know where he is, he'll pop up in like probably an hour or so, but don't know his exact location right now.
Then we get to see what the other five stars are up to, and I think this is actually the part of the episode I like the least, where we stop on Rose and they show us like the two not tactics. It's like, look, I'm sure they'll do something different with these guys. It feels like right after doing the arc of, and one of the five stars sends their Team Rocket after the team time and time again, that the teaser moment for what comes next does not need to be, and another member of five stars has generic guy and girl. I actually really don't like that. Because, like, we just finished that. That's not a great tease for what comes next, at least for me. Like, I don't know.
Depends on what Digimon they use. And as
Yeah,
long
we'll
as they
see.
don't overstay their welcome.
And then we jump to the hospital, and Tactics is there. They're let go, no involvement in the coup. And this is where we again have to stop because they're the. I wonder if Naito took the fall for them. It's like that is
Fuck no.
that is. I'll be honest, that's bad writing there because we've never gotten to know Naito enough as a character to like even see that that's like possible for him.
Which is like, no.
They're trying to add like the, oh, maybe everyone can be saved, but the character did not have enough depth to do that. Like that is like the, you need to stop a sentence early. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here's where like they keep speed running the weird shit where like glowing dawn shows up and Reino and Makoto. It's like I really wanted to see like you, I don't know. It's just
Some
jumping
actual
to,
interaction between characters.
yeah, it just jumping to them being okay, and they've apparently been up and awake for a while. Just feels weird. Then no more, tactics is done. Granite's gonna go with Hodoruko to. Okay, they kind of like piled on stuff. They're going to live at her family's house, and they're both going to work as cleaners. Correct? Did I catch that right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it's like, yeah, you can work at my family's restaurant and live with me, but we're kind of dirt fucking poor, so we're
yeah,
we're still gonna
that
need to take
that's
cleaner
what I
jobs.
thought. It felt like they were layering stuff weirdly there. And then Raito waves and walks off, and everyone smiles. And then a nurse shows up to let them know Kyo show up, and then we all get the hugging, crying as Kyo's okay. He's just happy they're okay.
That was precious.
Yeah. Mostly solid end to the arc. I feel like it just trips a bit because it gets kind of caught up in the whole episode has to be a fight, but then they have stuff they have to deal with, and chat
And
just
also like the time framing because
is
they were
weird.
fighting Clay in the middle of the afternoon and then it was night and now it's morning again. It's like, okay, were you beating the shit out of each other and villain monologuing for 12 hours?
Yeah, they like I get it for dramatic effect, but it feels weird because the whole episode really does feel like a bonus fight episode. But the fight goes on for so long they like have to speed run the actual important end of arc stuff.
Yeah.
Um, as for the tactics arc as a whole, I like the arc. The weakest part was actually Tactics themselves. Each member of Tactics gets roughly 1.5 episodes of focus. They each come to the depth of understanding that they were wrong in life and how to fix themselves. And like the entire basis of what we were sold for the arc was used for the intro episode, and that was it. It's just weird.
Yeah,
A bit odd.
that's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's mostly solid. I think I give the arc generally a B minus. Solid. It
Eh,
has some
B, B
issues.
minus, about the same.
Yeah. Then for next time, Half Baked Heroes. Petermon and Starmon.
Yay, filler episodes.
Petermon and Starmon are a weird duo. I like that idea. And then, so they announced what they're going to be doing with the show. For the next 3 episodes, we get an interlude arc with, they don't say shenanigans, and there are certainly some relevant things in the teasers. So we get Petermon and Starmon in the next episode. After that, we get a taste of sin with some interesting silhouettes for these three. We get
Yay,
two
the
that
boys are back,
so
and
the
also
so
lizard.
the interesting thing about silhouettes is I kind of would love if it was a fake out, because like, okay, that's Commandramon and that's definitely Elizamon. We don't actually know who the hooded figure is. We're
I mean, it looks like
It
Haruomi.
is, but what I mean is when it's a hooded figure like that, it could just be a generic hooded person. I would love if they did a bait and switch like that. I don't expect it. I expect it's exactly him. And then Wandering Love. I don't know how I feel about her coming back again because they don't do anything with her.
I mean, maybe this is the time they'll do something with her?
Apparently, with Mummymon, I would love for Hitomi to get some good stuff, honestly.
I
Then
want it to be hilarious.
I'm hoping
I
it
want
is.
some slapstick bullshit.
Then when they did the preview of the first episode, they put up a little teaser for whatever comes next where they blanked out the arc name. So nothing super like to get involved with there, but yeah, so we get 3 episodes of an interlude before we move on to what's next.
Probably 5-star,
Yep, that's what I assume.
realistically.
Then episodes 1 through 10 of the dub are on Hulu.
Nice.
Nothing super to talk
I
about
really like
there because yeah,
things.
it just makes it easier for people to watch. Then
Yeah,
they
Crunchyroll's a dumpster fire.
they announced ED3. Actually, the last few times it's actually worked pretty solidly. They're still not hitting the time exactly. It's off by a minute or two every time, but stuff is actually working, at least for Beatbreak. I've definitely heard of some issues with other shows. Uh, they announced ED3, which will be Mirror Mirror by Yena,
I am
who,
very excited to hear that because so far all the ending themes, all 2 of them, have been very fun.
yeah, Korean singer and actress, and she's been releasing songs in Japan for about 3 years. Looking forward to it. I'm curious to see if this is like an actual full use ED or if they're only doing it for interlude. Because if they're doing an ED just for interlude, there could be some interesting stuff there. In the sense of if they're going to
Hmm.
swap to something else when it's dramatic, I expect this is going to be a full length one. I'm just kind of musing on like neat changes they can
Yeah,
make based on what they're doing. Uh, Production art for episode 23, art of Kyo, Murasimon, Naito, and Clay. Plus line test
very fun.
of the battle ending of Murasimon and Pyramidimon. That looks so good.
That one was badass.
Yes, it was.
That
Uh,
was so good.
Dub clip of Christina V voicing Reina. That poor promotional plushie is just getting like grabbed by everyone. Then they do a teaser for the last Beat Break outreach illustration, and the artist also put up a little art of Gekomon separate from what they were doing. And then we got
I love
their
everything that this artist is putting out.
yeah, then we got their illustration, and it's Raito and Monodramon. Uh, Lots of flowers and also gorgeous use of color.
It is just absolutely fucking gorgeous.
I'm
I
disappointed
want
this
to eat
one.
their art
I'm
skills.
disappointed the version put up was so low resolution because that gorgeous artwork.
I would definitely use that as a wallpaper if it was a little bit
Yeah,
darker.
and
Unfortunately, I
then
don't want to blast my retinas out in the middle of the
and
night.
then they were so pleased in it. They did another one. This one just a sketch with Tomoro, Gekomon, Raito, and Monodramon. And this one they put up much higher resolution. Like you can zoom in and see the pencil work and everything.
It's so
I
delicious.
know
But also, I'm so happy anytime Monodramon gets really nice artwork.
it's so good.
It's like, that's my baby.
And then moving on from Beatbreak, last week we had the end of Liberator, and this week we have the end of Liberator. So we expected one more bonus novel chapter, and instead we got two. So first up, we get Debug Final, which is kind of the end of the novel portion. Yuki in Cross Connectia. It feels a good way. It feels like a good way to end her story because with how important
Good
Cross Connectia
bookends.
was. Um, it jumps to the idea that the failed fusion of the world somehow caused Quartzmon to appear, and so at this point I'm like, this is a bit odd, like Quartzmon as like a bonus boss, and then they're like, defeating it will save Cross Connectia forever. So Yuki wants to talk to it, which has failed consistently to some degree. It's worked, but like she's wanted to do it enough where it's failed. And it works. And now Quartzmon is a friend. Quartzmon has given up all of its extra data that it took when it realized it was wrong, and now it's like wandering around friendly, which I actually really like, to be honest. I think actually doing Quartzmon for that's good. Uh, we
It's
jump
pretty cute.
we jump to two beings watching from somewhere else. It's meant to be the components of Ex Machina and have
Dalphomon and
yeah
Metatron, I think.
yeah
Yeah.
uh, they have a greater understanding of themselves and everyone else. And we finish with a nice little bit of art and comment from Yuki, which good art of her to end with. And then we jump to debug.ex. We get an epilogue bit with Zenith and Shoto, a new character named Sana. She comments, Owen explained Shoto to her. Um, I actually like the touch that like Shoto, Zenith, and Owen team up for 3-on-3 battles because that is a format the card game does where you need to have three people.
They're playing Commander.
It just really makes me wish they had detailed Zenith better in the story. It feels like that would be so much better. And
Who
then,
knows? They might bring him back.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We get details of a Digimon moving around in a way that does not make sense for Lacuna. Plus, shadowy things keep appearing, so other debuggers are busy. Then, towards the end, they revealed the new Digimon is Gemmon, which makes EX Chapter a teaser for Eliason, which not a super shock, but still. Um,
Yep.
and then as they chase down Gemmon, they're going to have a match. Terramon pops out for the match, and it ends teasing that they, without specifying who they is, will return in the next act.
Gee, I wonder what that will
I
be.
will say, did both of these chapters feel like they have much more focus than the novel has had for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in year two, especially, the web novel was a bit too focused on chasing after the comic until it it, it felt much more focused here. So that is officially the end of Liberator. And on to card previews and some nice ones. So first up
So
we get
many.
we get not too many. We get Dan, which kind of just doing like a basic hero pose. And then we get a parallel alt art, bit more dramatic, and we get Jupiter behind him. This is one where you really hope they'll
I
put
wonder if
gold
it's going to be
foil.
foil.
I hope it is.
Yeah,
It feels like it's meant to be, doesn't it?
exactly.
And then Naoki Akamine returns and does a gorgeous Patamon card.
I love he looks like a beanbag plushie. I just want to pick him up and squeeze him.
It's so good. Then we get Angemon. That is, which more Naoki Akumeni. That is gorgeous art of him flying down with the feathers all around. We get
Look, they love drawing wings,
yeah,
okay? And
yeah,
they are so good
they're
at it.
very good. Holy Angemon, Magna Angemon, also from Naoki Akumeni. This time posing with Excalibur. The framing of the art with the wings is so good on this one.
I still want their art skills. I just want to eat them.
Then we get Kokuamon, which shows a few Kokuamon from Time Stranger. And then we get Gargemon, also from Time Stranger, which you can see the train stop in the background, which train station from a factorial area, which nice little touch there.
That I can recognize even without having played the game.
Yeah, that I will actually say they did really well with the framing areas. Volcanismon, basically just a profile shot of him in the arena. Then we get Divine Arms version Omega, which has him in his mech. This probably gave a number of people who played the game PTSD. This is one of the things that I think I saw the most people like confused on what to do was this fight. And then
Figure it the fuck out!
then we get parallel alt art of Volcanismon with comic styled art working at his forge. I really like this one.
I like all the cards that have this particular like
Yeah,
style to them.
yeah, we got an
Sasasi does a really good job with those.
yeah, we've seen a number of these lately, and they've worked really well for the Olympus 12 cards. Factorial area, which shows off the main outer zones that you tend to run through the first time you're doing it. I
It's
keep
cool.
trying to zoom into these to see if there are any smaller details, and it doesn't look like there is. Then we get Meramon, who's talking to a few Digimon at night, which I don't know why. I really love the cartoony background in this one.
It feels like he's being the bonfire at like a
Yeah.
party.
And then Ultimate Brachiomon. This is a key moment when he shows up in the game. People will definitely remember this moment. Solid thing to
God,
do a
the
card.
detailing on like the teeth is just so fucking cool.
I know it's so good. Floramon and Kiwon. I I like the paint style artwork. I just don't feel like I have a lot to say about these. They're very good though.
They're just like very soft and soothing looking.
I feel like Kiwimon works a lot better since we get the little mini Kiwis behind him.
Yes.
It's so good.
And the little one that's
Uh,
obviously like tripping over its own legs.
then we get a dual card of Monarch Lizamon and Final Judgment. What's
It looks badass.
it does? I feel like it doesn't show the scale well. Because the position makes him kind of look smaller.
Yeah, because aside like there's some like buildings in the background, but it's hard to tell with the angle and lighting how big those are compared
Yeah.
to the actual
Very
character.
good art though. I would have loved to see more scale for this one. But that's
Also, I love that it's obviously like backlit by the dawn.
yes. And I love that it's using the boosters. And then, oh, this is a cheat of a fucking card. So the Gekomon art's great.
Yes.
But then the best part is the moon being in the same position as the moon blade on Monarch
Yep, on
Lizamon.
Monarch Lizamon.
That's such a good touch. I only have one complaint about this card. You know what it is? So
The nighttime coloring be making it kind of weird.
no. So we got some small art previews of this separately just from being in places. I would have shown this to us, the full preview of this card, a day or two before the episode aired, not after.
Oh, that would have been really
Yeah,
fucking
just
fun.
preview it with with no comment or context if there's actually like a Easter egg here, and then the episode airs, and immediately after, let people re-find the card on their own, having already seen it, and go, "Oh, those fuckers! They put this up on on purpose."
Yes.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with the night coloring, to be honest. I do think it means Gekomon himself does not stand out as much as I would like. I'm fine with that. Monodramon gets some really nice artwork here from Koki. I feel like the background is not defined well.
It's very sketchy and pencily, but I'm fine with that.
I
My
am
boy
too.
looks
It
great.
just makes it stand out a bit odd, but it does put the focus on Monodramon, which is the point, I think. Yeah, very nice. Uh, Witchmon, they're loving to do these moments that seem to upset people who played the game. This was one of those moments where a game puts you in a thing where you basically are going through doors or tunnels, and if you don't know exactly what to do, you end up being in a maze. That's what that's what
Trauma.
that's what you see in the background, which is a great little touch. Also, I love the cartoony style on this one. It works really well for Witchmon. And then
I also love the kitty.
you can tell this is one of the favorite moments of the game because this art of Doraemon is actually like the exact same thing from Sunomon in the last set, just by a different artist and the camera slightly off to the side. It is like the exact same thing. That's not a complaint. I love it. It's just funny to me.
Tsunomon on his noble steed.
Yeah, it's so good. Then we got promo posters for the new starter decks and the new booster set. Nothing super shocking on these, although I'm looking at these and I can't recall. Have we actually gotten that Wolvermon card yet in previews? I don't remember.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
And this is where we got
Me
that.
either.
And this is where we got that the early preview of the Gekomon, but it's small enough that no one sort of really looked at it too hard. From the other
Yeah.
poster, that is. But yeah. Then we have some new Beatbreak products. So first up, um, uh, Anikolo announced a small range of Digimon Beatbreak products, including with some SD art. They had a limited stock of these at Anime Japan this weekend. And that is early because
Neat.
pre-orders are open until May 8th and they will ship in June to July. So having any of these
The
early
chibi art.
now,
It's cute.
yeah. So shirt, pouches with the key art and the SD art, a blanket with the SD art, tote bags, and towels with the SD art. I will say, I actually
I
think,
really like the towels.
yeah, I was gonna say I really like the towels. Um, I need to see how they're printed though, especially with like the patterns and everything.
It's probably like the top portion of like the terry cloth is like relatively smooth, but like the underneath, like the other side of the fabric is like the more like absorbent.
Well, that's why I'm wondering because they also have the square pattern. It feels like that'd be kind of weird for like a a towel like this, but we will see. And then to follow up on their kids bento box, Skater did a kids plastic drinking glass. The amount this holds, I find offensive. Now, ignoring that, now here's the thing. I get it. It's for little kids.
Can you fit your pinky into the handle?
Dev, it is under 1 cup. This is the type of thing, Dev, where I would not be shocked if one day you were to find this at the convention. You would buy it, mail it to me, and go, Mark, you have to hold it, but you also have to paint your hand green first. And it'll just look like Hulk holding a cup.
Yeah, I'm still having flashbacks to when Think Geek still existed, and I got one of the Aperture Labs mugs, and it came in, and it was so fucking tiny. It was so
I,
tiny.
when I'm not busy, I need to remember to take a picture because I actually found that one Digimon bug that I've joked about for years from Limited
Oh
Base.
god.
The one that I got, and it was like, I can't ever use this because it's so fucking small. And
It's
then,
like you can just use it as a shot glass, maybe.
and then, new poll time. Favorite Godzilla versus Digimon collaboration monster from the original collaboration, so just with the first four. So this one's interesting. War Greymon's number one. Metal Greymon's number two. I believe Skull Greymon is last. Mugen Dramon I find interesting in that he's actually kind of boring overall because of what the design is, but it's also cool enough I could actually see it being first.
It's hard to tell because, but yeah, or Greymon is first. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think Skull Greymon is the lowest because I love the reference. I think if you just plucked out this design on its own, most people would not recognize that this isn't just like some variant of Skull Greymon. They would not recognize this as somehow being Godzilla-esque.
This one is my vote just because I really like the design aesthetically, but I understand it's gonna be like right at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, I like all the designs. Yeah, War Greymon's one, Skull Greymon's four. There is some wiggle room with some of this, though, I think.
Yeah.
So we will see what pops up. I do think the weird thing, and here's the thing: we both liked it. It's weird in retrospect. Two, so the Godzilla cells turn Metal Greymon, War Greymon into half Godzilla monsters, correct?
Yes.
Skull Greymon gets infected with the Godzilla cells and basically becomes the bones of the original Godzilla, which was a thing in Godzilla movies. Which makes sense, but
Yes.
also means that Skull Greymon sort of doesn't have much unique to him. But then the weird thing is Mugen Dramon is an upgrade to Kiryu, who's Metal Greymon, who has that skeleton in him. So two of these are themed.
Generous.
Two of these are themed after the skeleton of the original Godzilla.
Which is really fucking badass.
It is, but it's also weird that like that's what they picked for the original designs, which were somehow two of these end up being the skulls, and two of them end up being half Godzilla. It's just a bit odd. I'm not complaining. It's just a bit odd. Then reference book update. Monarch Lizamon was added. This is a pose that gives no room to hide in what this is.
No.
It's Metal Greenmon. Especially when you get stuff like the tail and the feet, where it's like, oh, this really is just Metal Greymon but green. And the mask. It even does the hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then the music producer posted that they found a gacha machine with the card keychains. They did it twice, and he looks at the two he got and goes, I really should have done one more spin. Because the two that he got were Omegamon and Metal Gurumon.
Yeah, he could have potentially gotten War
It
Greymon.
feels like
Maybe.
the Toei Museum in the wake of Digimon Con showed off some of their Digimon products. It is always fun to see which plushies are going in and out of stock. I love that they
Yeah,
had.
we all know Taichi is perpetually missing.
Yeah, Taichi is always. Oh wait, I see two of them.
So where the hell is he?
Look, do you see where Birdramon is? And a single Kabuterimon. Go all the way up that row, and there are two Taichis in the back.
Okay, I thought that was
Or is that someone
I thought it
else?
was someone else. I don't see the goggles, or I don't know, maybe
No, look at the.
it's hard to tell from
Yeah,
like
it is.
underneath.
Yeah, it is, but it's fun to look every time. Then
I want the Nene one.
Anime Japan, the public days were over the weekend. I believe they're still in the midst of the second business day. They showed off the nice display wall. They showed Gekomon having the photo spots. Megumi Han took a photo at the wall. That is a great pose.
Yeah.
They showed off the little sticker they give at the food section. It's very strange they did not have a stage event for it in the middle of like planning for a new arc. It's really quite odd. Then some extra art. So first up, the 10th anniversary of Digimon Lynx. They got new art from Mitsu Okada, who was the designer for Hina.
It's so soft.
It is. It's good art. It's so good. I didn't even notice the Nairomon blowing the party favor. I was so focused on everything else, I missed that.
It's okay, you're not the only one. I was looking at, like, the, Vorvomon in the back
Okay,
and
good, good.
Terriermon
I'm
being
not
so
so
excited.
good. You missed that also. And then, so this one was interesting because I don't keep up with Japanese fast food like this. I had no idea Lateria was closing. So
It's sad.
well, kind of. We'll get into how it maybe isn't. Lateria is a well-known Japanese fast food brand that's closing after 54 years. A few years ago, they were bought by Zensho. Zensho tested a spin-off called Zeteria, and now they're closing all the Lateria to redo them as Zeteria. Which, as far as I know, Lateria probably was not high class enough to work. Like they were maybe a bit too plain. Um,
That's fast food.
yeah, but when think about how much fast food and how much food selection there is in Japan. So the interesting
So
thing is
much.
the social art was redraws of cards from the old Lotteria promo booster. So the social art is
I
redraw.
remember those cards. Those were fun.
Yeah, it's. I love that Terriermon. The one oddity, of course, is since it is not licensed by Lotteria at this point, the food has all been genericized. Then we get card game art, which was before the final chapter, where it's Unchained and Close saying there's a little bit more. They
I
drew,
love
they.
Unchained.
I was gonna say they drew Unchained with very like you feel like someone's gonna grab those cheeks like in an anime.
It's gonna be close.
Then
Just pinch him.
Seiho 917, who drew all the Digimon Liberator web novel art, and each time they've been doing art for the web novel, they did a little promo image. That was fun. They did one for the 2 chapters here, and then showed off all the ones they've done since these started 2 years ago.
They are so good.
I know they're all great. What's interesting is
Also, I love the on the lineup, I love the expression on Tyrannomon.
where he looks almost confused why he's here.
Yes.
I I keep forgetting that when I like scroll and look, I keep forgetting that Omegamon's not actually there. It's just the display screen.
Because apparently he's fucking huge.
And then up with the sigil, we get Close and Makinamon. And I like how they put their signature up there also, which like really good touch. Then they put up a bonus piece of Liberator art went up on both Digimon card game accounts, which just showing everyone from the game. Really nice art here. And again, Tyrannomon's just tired of everyone's shit. He looks more annoyed here, frankly.
Just so unimpressed. It's like,
Uh,
god damn it, my tamer is cringe.
and then after it went up, Seiho posted again saying they were the one who actually drew this and thanked everyone for the 2 years.
Oh.
Then Usagi Bochi put up a few things. So first up, they put up a piece of art with the whole cast, noting this was the end. They wrote the story to the conclusion. They said, "Oh, who are they countering at the end?" They asked that you don't miss the. I love the art. This one, Agumon looks tired. Tyrannomon, we can't tell. Then they put up another one which was a little doll of close with two little Atmons. And basically, and they noted that they translated through Google Translate because they also wanted the message there in English. Basically, just thanking everyone, thanks to the help of many people who helped with Liberator, and basically just saying thank you. A number of people have wondered if, because of the way this is shown, if these are supposed to be the components of Ex Machinaemon having de-evolved.
Huh.
Like if what we heard weren't them in their evolved forms, it was actually them like this. I don't know if that's been mentioned anywhere though. But yeah. Then we get some art for Beatbreak 24. So first up on the Digimon TV account, they put up art of everyone running in when Kyo woke up. Very, very gorgeous art. I think the yellow fits the mood well, don't you think?
Yeah, it's like the sun's rising in the room.
Yeah. Takahiro Kojima, the character designer for Beat Break, posted art of Tylomon and Shakomon. Shakomon's just happy to be included.
And Tylemon looks badass.
And Akimini Aki, who works as part of the motion capture studio, did some art of Kyo, which really good, really gorgeous art here.
It's so funny.
Yeah. And then questions, so you guys in chat can throw yours up. As we start with the ones we sent ahead of time, someone said, if Digimon Beat Break actually is planned for 4 cores, do you think it could get extended? No. Because we already realistically know what's replacing it.
It's like with anime, there's very rigid scheduling
As far
shit planned
based
well
on
in advance.
what we know, the 4th version of Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods, because we had the movie Battle of the Gods, then they did the extended version of the movie, then they remade it as part of Dragon Ball Super, and now they're taking those parts and animating them with some new animation as Dragon Ball Beerus before they go into the new Dragon Ball stuff. As far as we know, that is actually what is going to replace it. So that's 100% taken. Then someone asked, are there specific old movies you think of that inspired anime and manga stuff? Because that is a place I'd like to start since I haven't watched a bunch of older movies. My answer for this question actually pops up a decent bit, like just from people wondering. The ultimate answer is Streets of Fire.
Yep.
If you watched 80s or 90s anime or played fighting games, beat 'em ups, Streets of Fire, Streets of Fire, Streets of Fire. To such a degree that if you've watched Megazone, they actually draw a Streets of Fire poster in the movie, and they don't like debrand it. It says Streets of Fire.
What the hell was that one movie where that's when they first did the delayed blood spray as a special effect?
Oh,
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I forgot. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, it was like an old samurai film, and they were like, it's like, oh shit, we totally fucked up the blood spray. We can't do this cut again. And the director's like, okay, yeah, that's good.
Can't
Like,
remember because
yay!
I've been watching so many old movies lately. Like last night I watched Kickboxer.
Nice.
I forgot that the
I
setup
remember
for
you
that.
got that recently.
I forgot. Oh, it was on backorder for half a year because they haven't done it.
Damn.
They haven't done a normal release. It is only as a limited edition steelbook, and they didn't order enough. The thing I forgot about that movie because I haven't watched in like 20 years is the beginning of the movie. The whole setup is Jean-Claude Van Damme is meant to be like the nerdy small brother. So they keep putting him in clothes that are like baggy to try to make him look small. When I pointed this out to someone, the response was, the Billy Cranston method. Where for Power Rangers, they kept trying to dress up David Yost to make him look smaller, even though he was like a gymnast. Because he's the nerd, so they keep trying to cover him up to not realize that he's actually like pretty big.
It's like, I'm sorry, to be a gymnast and do all those acrobatics, you
Yeah.
generally develop this thing called muscles.
Fantasy World asks, with the tactics arc concluded, which episode range you currently think Beatbreak will end up having? I think any answer would be a cheat because we have a vague idea based on early info that isn't official that 49, and 49 is in that range of anywhere from 49 to 52.
And that's
Makes
also
sense?
average for a
Yeah.
Digimon series.
Yeah. So like even if someone were to have made up that info, it is so exactly what we expect that it reads as real, and that's roughly when the Beerus stuff starts. The main thing that will depend on is how many more breaks it has. Because like, yeah, there's
Yeah,
there's
like
set there's set breaks. They know when they're
sporting
gonna be.
events and
Yeah, it's sort of like some people are like, oh, we lost an episode because of the women's marathon a few weeks ago. No, that event's there every year. Like that is very very exactly. Uh, let's see. Then someone asked, where do you think the bigger model kits go after Susanumon? Do we get back to normal kits, or do they try and do more combiner type stuff? I think they only do combiner stuff if it makes sense for the Digimon.
yeah, and if it's practical for
Yeah,
the physical model.
yeah. Like I mean, that's why
Otherwise,
we've
you get like a shell former.
yeah, that's why we've talked about like, oh, if you're gonna do something with Shoutmon, that would make sense. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anyone obvious that like not at the
Mm,
moment. Yeah,
mm.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did more, but nothing comes to mind at the moment.
I'm thinking in kind of same.
Actually, wait, no, I did think of one.
Oh,
You know how they do the premium shiny ones? Premium shiny Susanumon. and
they
it's just
would.
and it's a big box with both kits in it, but with like art of Susanumon on the cover.
They would.
Yeah.
They
Uh,
absolutely fucking would.
okay, then we're asked. What's your favorite bird, Digimon? See, there's plenty of them, but my brain just keeps jumping to Terramon because like he's obvious at the moment. So is Muchomon at the moment.
My brain goes to Palmamon because dinosaurs are birds.
That's not a bad choice. Plus, it's very bird-like, anyways. I'm gonna say Muchomon at the moment because of Liberator. Liberator did some like really good work on him, even when we felt the most negative about Liberator. It feels like. Then someone asked, "What types of sushi or sashimi do we like, and do we? Is there anything we like to get with it when we do get it?"
Um, I really like tamago sushi. That is my crack. I will get it whenever I possibly can. Also, it's really hard to find, but uh, eel. Eel is really
Eel,
fucking good.
eel's hard to find where you are. Eel's like very
Yes.
much the standard where I am. Mine. I was gonna say salmon,
Yeah, it's
tuna,
like
eel.
non-existent here.
Okay, sushi wise, eel's very easy to find out here. Like really easy.
Yeah, here you get like tuna, salmon, spicy versions of which, and like,
Yeah,
Philly rolls out the
yeah.
ass.
I'm basic when it comes to sushi. I just really like salmon, tuna, and eel. I've tried a few roll type ones. They're not bad. I just tend to like those three the most. Anything we like to get with it? I don't know. My preference is sort of like just water and tea, honestly.
Um, lemonade or like a ginger ale or
Yeah.
something.
I assume they meant appetizers. It's like if I want sushi, I want sushi.
Honestly, that's what came to mind. It's
Yeah.
like, well, drinks.
Yeah.
If I'm getting sushi, I'm not getting other things.
Yeah, that's exactly like how I get sushi. Is I'm going for sushi. Last chance in chat for you guys to do questions. Then someone, do you think they should be planning to launch two mobile games around the same time? It feels like bad planning. I would say it's a unique situation because we have the Digimon game and then the card game. It's unique because they
Like
did,
they're nothing to do with each other.
yeah, Digimon game one is generically for Digimon fans. The card game one is a bit unique because there's a large audience of people who play the Digimon card game because that is the card game they play, but they don't really have interest in Digimon outside of that. Yeah, so there is some audience crossover. I feel like if you want to play the card game, it does not necessarily affect if you want to play Digimon separately. So you're either just doing the card game or you're doing both. And if you're a Digimon fan, you still might look at the card game even if it's not your thing because it has the art, even if you're going to stick to the other one. I
Yeah.
think it's fine. The markets are so wildly different for those two games. It's fine.
Yeah, they're not cannibalizing each other.
Yeah.
It's like literally like having Pokemon Go and Pokemon TCG Pocket on my phone. I have both. They don't affect each other
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Like, here's the thing. If we had Digimon Up, and then they also had Digimon Battle Spirit Mobile, those would probably cannibalize each other if they made a fictional app game of Digimon Battle Spirits. These are different enough that it's fine. We'll also see how close they actually do launch to each other, because we don't really know at the moment. But we'll see. Dev, what Wikimon article
Eventually,
would you like people to read?
Tapmon, because it looks like a sleepy baby, and I am so fucking tired.
That is a good choice. Let's see. Next week, I expect we'll be here Monday, and so no more Liberator. We get. I'm very curious to see Beatbreak do a standalone episode, like a 100% standalone episode. Does it also feel like they got the reward money and they're going on a cruise and it goes fucked up?
Yes.
I
It's like,
love
oh, everything's been so fucking terrible lately. Let's just, you know, pamper ourselves a little bit, relax, go
because
on like a
here's the
short
thing, because
vacation.
because
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
because they were offered money by the ministry to get Clay, so they must have gotten that payout.
Yep, because he had a bounty.
Yeah. Well, not only did he have a bounty, they specifically requested Glowing Dawn to stop him, to like help them catch him. So even that he had the bounty technically means they succeeded because they just needed enough
Yep.
information to be able to catch him, to get him. So yeah, I really hope they point all that out at the beginning of the next episode. That'd be so fun. Um, I can be found at With the Will as always. We won't have time anytime soon, Dev, but I got that Marvel game with and it has the widescreen X-Men. Did I send you the clip showing you
If you
that,
stream
Dev?
it, I will watch.
Did I send you the clip showing you that?
Um, I don't.
I will
Like, I
say.
have seen the clip, but I don't know if you sent it to me specifically or if I just saw it in
Oh,
the
I may
Discord.
have, yeah, I may have posted in the Discord where because it's the size of two screens, so it's wider than a 16 by 9 screen. It's like ultra wide. It's just fucking cool. Um,
That is
we,
insane.
I know, we will catch you guys all next time. Thank you everyone for showing up. Bye.
Bye.